Hello and welcome to another Primo Calcio cast. Here we have another weekly update. We got week 14 or match week 14 was played and a lot of things happened. I am Michael here with Anthony.
Yo, what is up?
All right, so how do you want to delve into this?
Well, let's start with Bove, I think. I think
Yeah, let's talk about
that's
that.
that's the starting point. So I was watching the match live. Had good game going on. There was an argument about a disallowed goal from Inter, and then all of a sudden I saw like Bove lying on the ground, and everyone started swarming around him. By now everyone knows what happened, but he's okay. He's in the hospital still, and yeah, I guess it was a seizure.
Yeah, it looks like he had a seizure from what I was reading, and then they said that he's conscious, he's oriented, he's back. So hopefully there's nothing strange that caused it, and it was just like an seizure. But we'll see how everything's gonna progress from there. But thoughts and prayers with Bove, of course. And
Yeah,
it's too bad that happened because that was actually going to be the game I was looking forward to the most out of the whole weekend.
Yeah, same. And he's a player that has been having a great season, and I would have recommended a call up to the national team just based on the way he was playing. He was playing really well in that game too, and man, it's just a bummer. But yeah, I hope he comes back and comes back, stronger than ever because he was having a great season. I want to see that continue for him.
Yeah, no, hopefully he gets back soon, and there's just no deeper reason why he's had the seizure, and then hopefully he's all good. Not really much else to talk about there. That was kind of the big headline, probably of the entire week,
Yeah,
and the headline of that game.
yeah. The important thing is okay, and props to Cataldi, who I guess put him on his side and prevent him from biting his tongue. I guess that's like a big thing. Um, so maybe they should train more players. Uh, who knows what would happen if he wasn't there? I mean, I don't know, what the worst case scenario could have been, but thank God he was close by to do something like that. That's pretty cool. So props to him.
Yep.
He gets this week's award. We're gonna make a new award, Badass of the Week. There we go. But
This is the first one, huh?
yeah, first one, probably the last one, because
Yeah,
you,
first
you
first
you
of
can't do anything that cool, and
yeah, exactly.
you pretty much you know help the guy
I
have
he could have had a big impact for sure. So
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, they should probably train more players on that.
what's what minute did that occur on? How
The
soon in the
16th
game?
16th minute.
Oh, that was early.
Yeah, it was a real. I mean, it was already shaping up to be a good match. We all expected it. Yeah, I was pumped, enjoying it. It was brief, but yeah, well, what a bummer. And yeah, I think that was the right thing to do to call it off. And a lot of players were, you know, absolutely out of sorts. So it's a good thing to it's a
Yeah,
good thing they
a
did it. They'll
little reschedule
Yeah, they'll
in there.
make it up, and
So
hopefully he's plays in it. That'd be cool.
yeah, that would be. It depends on when it's scheduled, of course. But so it's Inter and Fiorentina, and then Milan and Bologna all have a game in hand right now.
Yeah,
Um, you want to actually go? Should we go game by game, or should we discuss
yeah.
the standings right now? Maybe we'll kind of recap
Let's
the
go
table
game
at
by
the end.
game. Yeah, yeah. So the table at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, the Milan took care of Empoli, so I guess Empoli before this match had a pretty solid defense, and didn't matter. Milan took care of business there.
Yeah, they got worked.
Yeah,
Reinders was
yeah,
fantastic. He's definitely stepping up and kind of showing to be the player of the season. Always thought that when he signed, I wasn't as you probably already know, never been a big fan of the whole management of a lot of people that they brought in. But one of the few signings that I actually did like, just because he seemed like a very Milan style player, was Reinders. It's kind of good to see him showing his form. So not much to say there, but Milan played great. We'll see if they can keep the form. But if a couple more things go their way, they would be back in the hunt. Probably not for the Scudetto, but maybe for a top 3, 4, something like that.
yeah. I mean, I think you know if Reinders keeps playing like that, Pulisic has been on form, and then Gabia, like you said, I think the last cast, Gabia needs to be starting. Their defense
Yeah.
is so much more stable with him out there. He's he's having an excellent season. So good, good for him, man. And it seems like they're running Tiao instead of Tamori. What's up with that?
I have no idea. I mean, this we've changed personnel so much. I don't personally like it. I think that Tamori complements Gabia very, very well because they kind of pick each other's. They kind of cover where the next person leaves off. Gabia is very,
Mhm.
very good in the air. He's good at reading the game. He's good positionally, and he's good at leading the line. Which Tamori is not good at those things, but he's a great on the ground marker. He's very feisty. He's fast. He's quick. He'll challenge early. So really, they kind of complement each other the best in my opinion. So I would like to see that pairing for the entire rest of the season. But Fonseca seems to like Tiao a lot. So I think Tiao's fine, but I don't think he's the best one we have.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Let's talk a little bit about Bologna taking it to Venezia. They 3-0 win there, so they're quietly coming through. They had an absolute disaster of a game last week with was it Lazio?
Yep, yeah, they
I
got
mean,
smoked.
yeah, that was the Pobega show there, but that was an unfortunate circumstance to a team that's otherwise starting to surge and get their stuff together. I know that they may be struggling in Europe, but in Italy here, I think they're coming too, and perhaps it's just the whole top half of the Serie A just kind of eking out results right now. Teams
Yeah,
like Milan
it
and
is.
Juventus struggling, but they're in the mix for Europe still. So despite losing
Yeah,
their two
they're in
best
the mix.
players,
I
yeah, I
mean,
mean,
whoever wins this game in hand, like if Milan wins it, they're 1 point off of Europe, right? And if
mhm,
Bologna wins, they're 2 points off Europe. So they're both within a game. So that
yeah,
game in hand is huge.
it
It
really
it
is.
basically it brings them within a game of top three technically. Because let's see, well, I guess it won't be that way because once Inter and Fiorentina play, one team will pull ahead probably.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I
yeah,
think
but
there
those
will
two
be a
teams
winner in
are
that game.
looking in. Yeah.
Yeah,
There has to
and
be 'cause, I mean, a point does not really do much for Milan or Bologna. They really should be going for it. So 1 point versus zero is not much, but if 3 points will make a big difference for whoever gets it. So
well, and I believe they have a big match. The next match is with Juventus.
who's
So Bologna Juventus are
oh
on the seventh here. Yeah, so that's Juventus is struggling,
yeah,
man. So
actually next week's huge.
yeah,
Milan, Atalanta, Bologna. Well, I guess we'll do that at the end. But yeah,
yeah.
that's some pretty big stuff there.
Well, I mean, there's three marquee games, that
Hmm.
oof. Yeah, a lot of this table is going to be sorted out by the end of next week. That's for sure. You know,
Yeah, once
you know.
once we get into like the winter break, I guess that a lot of stuff's gonna be
Yep.
shaken down a little bit.
Yeah. The bummer is for next week for Lazio is that Rovella's out on with yellow cards.
Hmm.
And Napoli's going to be or Lazio's going to be pissed after losing that game. So in the Lazio game, they lost to Parma. Rovella had scored, but they called to go back for something
Yeah, I
that
saw that.
happened like it seemed like a minute ago, man. And it's such a BS call. It reminds me of the Monza Milan game when Teo takes this atrocious dive and gets rewarded for it after the fact. That kind of stuff's got to stop. It's absolutely got to stop. Now, as a coach, as players, you cannot let a call ruin your entire game. But it sure seemed like it did. It kind of it harkens back to that '02 World Cup where there was a bunch of bad calls, and then every single time something happened, they were just screaming and bitching and whining and not just playing the game. It's like Lazio gets screwed a lot, no doubt, but you
No, you're right. I mean, they really should have a stronger mindset to be like, okay,
yeah.
yes, it was a bag, but I mean, that stuff happens like every single match week. A couple teams get screwed, but they don't always lose because of it. So
Yeah, there's a ton of bad officiating, and we could probably do an
yeah,
entire show on VAR. And the quick point I'll make
how it
on it,
hasn't really helped at all.
no, it doesn't. And we saw that here in the
Crazy.
States with like the NFL. When football started doing it, it's like, oh, we're gonna get the calls right finally, blah blah blah. All it
Yeah,
does,
it's just a new type of drama.
it is. It creates a new type of drama. They're able to rig the games easier and pick their winners because now you have a faceless man making the calls so that the ref doesn't take the heat for it. And the most important thing that it does is it prevents the refs from calling it as they see it. They're afraid to make calls. They're afraid to actually officiate the match because they're like, well, if I get something wrong, they'll get mad at me. But I got VAR, and VAR just makes everything way worse. So I think case in point in that match, that should have never been I don't know. I don't see how that can call back a goal. It was absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, you got to have thicker skin than that. And Lazio should have taken it to Parma there.
Yeah, I mean,
Then
if we're gonna kind of branch it into that one, I know we talked last time. We were waiting for the wheels to fall off, and I mean, I
yep,
don't think the wheels have fallen off, but this is kind of what you see from Lazio. They go on some streak. Everybody gets very very into it, and hey, I was into it too. I was really starting to like Lazio, and then boom, they definitely they flatter to deceive essentially.
yeah. This is where the coach needs to step in and rally the team together. They have a tough match against Napoli next.
This
Napoli's
could
first in the
spiral, man.
table.
They've got Napoli
Yes,
and then Inter.
Napoli without Rovella and then Inter Milan. This could
Yeah,
definitely
this
spiral.
could spiral. They
Yeah,
lost as they should 100% have beaten Parma,
yep,
and then it wouldn't have been bad no matter what happens the next two games. But now if they take three losses in a row, Lazio's season looks a lot different. The mentality of the team is probably a lot different. So this
yeah.
this is going to be huge for them coming up.
That was a big loss. That was a big
Yeah,
loss.
that was huge, and it was a bad one too. 3-1.
Oh yeah. Well,
Like
they got
it
the
wasn't
third
like it was
goal
like a last
late.
minute winner,
No,
right?
yeah,
But
they got
yeah,
the third
so
goal late. Yeah, they was 2-1 for most of the game, and they were
yeah,
they were fighting, but it just you know frustration. Who knows? I mean, this is just yeah. Was it what's the first week, the second week? I forget which one we said it, but that we started doing these
it's
casts. But
Lazio,
yeah,
man.
definitely, you're like, who's gonna be the first
Just
team to fall
waiting
off?
for the wheels to fall off, and it's
Yeah,
always Lazio. Lazio always like they can't keep it going for a full season.
no,
I would love them to because I actually really enjoy their team this year. But
yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think it's this is a tough run of games, and depending on how they handle it, they could come out of this with taking an absolute beating, and Bologna could even surpass them.
yeah, they could either massively shake up this table with some big scalps, like some wins, some draws, or they could just be removing themselves from like true contention and just become like outsiders looking in to just try it and in like the top 4 to 6. So
Yeah. So then moving on to Torino Napoli, I thought that was an awesome game. It may have been my favorite of the weekend. I think.
do you see McTominay's goal?
Oh yeah, I watched that. Yeah, I watched that whole
Fantastic.
match. Yep.
Fantastic. I
McTominay's the
mean,
man, dude.
how
Kvara, it
quick was that?
was
How
great.
quick was that?
Just rip. Kvara makes a great play, dribbling beautifully, and then McTominay just rips it. Lukaku was really
It's
good
so
that game too.
instinctual, man. It's so instinctual though. It's
Yeah.
like he just controls the ball in 2 seconds and just rips it immediately.
Well,
Right?
it's nice bringing a player like that in from the EPL for the simple reason of those guys shoot, and we do not. I don't know what's when I see a bomb goal in Italy, it's like a couple times a year. You see them every week in the EPL. I know there's a lot more space, but man, I just don't know why our guys can't shoot. So it's nice seeing a guy come in here and just actually hit the damn net. That's what McTominay's doing. He's
Just
just
rip.
ripping.
Hmm.
Yeah, he didn't even think about that one. He's like, "This, I'm ripping this bitch." Boom.
He's
Uh,
been awesome. And definitely been one of my players to watch for the season. Been a
yeah,
ton of fun to watch. He's been great. I love how he's more just like a hard nosed player. Definitely a Conte style signing, and it's been a lot of fun to watch.
yeah, he really is. He runs all game, true box to box, defends well. He's strong,
Shows up when you need
shoots.
him.
Yeah, I mean he's a good team guy. What a pickup, and only Conti can find these guys. It's amazing. He just always finds them. So I don't I generally don't doubt his signings. They don't always pan out, but none of them do, or not all of them do. But yeah, when he gets his guy, it's pretty cool. So yeah, and Milinkovic Savic was amazing that game. Do you see how many saves that dude made?
Yep, he is a great
Outstanding.
keeper.
Holy
He is a
crap,
great keeper.
he really is.
Yep.
I mean, if he keeps that up, he'll be the best keeper in Serie A by the end of the season. He'll get a big contract with a English club that can afford him, or maybe Barcelona or Real Madrid, because we surely can't buy
He's
anybody these
he's
days.
he's always been good, and people are just starting to kind of realize that he's actually a quality keeper this
Yeah,
year.
he's a monster, man. But I liked Lukaku. I thought had a really good game. He was doing Lukaku things. You know, uh, almost got a nice tricky goal. And hold up play was fantastic. Just he did a great job in that game. So yeah, that was my favorite game of the weekend. Really exciting to watch. And man, Conti pulls it off again. Did you see Coco fall over the ball? You there, buddy? Did I lose you?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I got you back. Yeah. Did you see Coco
Yep.
fall over the ball?
No, no, I
Oh
didn't.
man, he was wide open. They should have tied that game. They, I forget who it was. He sent the they it was Sanabria turned around and hit the sweet through ball. I don't know what was going on there. No one stuck a foot out, and then yeah, dude, wide open net, and it was a little bit in his feet. It wasn't the greatest pass, but it was the only. I mean,
Good enough to
that
get
was
something out of it.
it couldn't have been much more in front of him, or would have got definitely snagged. So it's where the pass had to be, and he just, I mean, defender in the box, in the offensive zone, he just choked on it. It's pretty funny. Yeah, yeah, his feet ate it. His feet ate the ball.
Happens to the best of them, but hey, as you
It
said,
really does.
defender.
It really does. And then, oh, what a wonderful game! My team's doing so well. Juventus and Lecce. Did you see
Oh,
this game?
but before we go, yeah, I
Yeah,
did see a lot of that game. But
yeah.
before we go into that one, Verona and Cagliari. Now, it's not a game that I watched, but it's
Okay.
important because that's kind of like a relegation battle.
Yeah,
Um, if you look at them where they are, I think Verona's only like 1 point away. Yeah, they're 1 point off of the drop with 12. Cagliari was at 11 points, so they were in the drop zone. So with that win, that pulls them out of it. So it's actually a pretty big win. It pulls them up to 13th, where they would have been like tied for 18th with Como. And then Como Monza, two
oof,
bottom feeders, and they play like bottom feeders at 1-1
they
draw, so
did.
they stay where they're at.
Man, what a bummer about Monza.
Yep, it's
What a
always
bummer
one of the
about
teams
Monza.
that I push for, but awful season, and they're gonna struggle to not get relegated.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah. Hey, Piccoli scored. He's been scoring some goals. Piccoli and Pellegrini are actually putting balls in the net this year. I don't know what's going on. Those are,
Allegri,
yeah, yeah. I
how
can't
many goals does
believe it.
he have?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
Can't be that many.
He had 3 goals in 3 games. I know that. So he's probably got a total of 3 goals. Yeah, 10
Right,
matches, three
I was
goals.
gonna say he probably has three
3 goals
goals.
in three
Yeah,
games, baby.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah. He caught fire for a second, but that was one of those
yeah,
prodigies who just did not pan out. Like he'll be
yeah,
a decent Serie A lifer on like a bottom to middle table
yeah.
team
That's fine. Yeah,
type of type player.
like Cutrone. He can be a Cutrone.
Yeah.
You know,
So we
good
got
for.
two games left.
Yeah.
What do you want to start with? Juve, Lecce, or Atalanta, Roma?
Well, let's start with Atalanta Roma because I'm probably going to bitch
Okay.
quite a bit about Juventus. But Atalanta Roma, I thought that Ranieri would be able to hold them off because his team looked very, very organized in the first half. So 0-0 after the first half. Second half comes around. Oh, man. Well, it was a lucky shot that got in. I think it bounced off a poor old Hummels. You know, did you see that goal?
No, no, I
Yeah.
actually didn't. This is one of the few either highlights or matches that I didn't see at all.
Alderone shot
Everything
it
else I
from.
saw at least the highlights. So
Well, it was, Atalanta was definitely having the measure of play, but Roma were defending well, and Roma
okay,
had a couple opportunities. There's a couple things I'll say about their offense in a second, but yeah, the run shot one right off the back of Hummels, and it's kind of unlucky it went in. But Hummels has been in the wrong place at the wrong time a couple times now. Unfortunate because I really like him. I think he was a good pickup and a good player, but they just got to steady that ship in Roma, man. Their schedule sucks. So hopefully when they get through this tough patch with difficult matchups, then Ranieri really able to steady the ship because they got some good players. But it was kind of funny seeing Zaniolo come on. The crowd's booing him, and then he gets the 89th minute goal with a header on a corner kick. He
it's,
just in typical douchey Zaniolo fashion too. He like ripped his shirt off and ran over and made a whole big
of
deal
course,
about
yeah,
it. Yeah,
of course, and then that'll probably be one of like the three goals he scores this
yeah,
season.
exactly.
All
Yeah,
of them will be against Roma.
biggest moment of his life. Congratulations. Act like you've been there before, buddy. Come on, man. Just you get
Yeah,
the
I mean, it wasn't even for the win, right? Because they were up 1-0
mm,
already, so it was just a bonus goal.
yeah, bonus goal. Roma wasn't doing anything, but
What's
Dybala
what's
was
what's the
fantastic.
formation that I'm seeing? I'm seeing a 3-5-2
Yeah,
with I mean, nobody else besides Dybala Dovbyk. Like, how did Roma get any penetration? I don't know. I didn't see it, but was Roma actually getting some chances up
yeah.
top or
So
no?
Roma was getting some good counterattacks going. They really did. Dovbyk was pretty bad today. I mean, he couldn't control the ball. He reminded me a lot of Vlahovic. He this was his like.
His touch was
skills,
bad.
yeah, his skills, his touch are just bad. And when you got like a really skilled guy like Dybala making sweet passes to you and really, really making nice passes to him, I mean, there was a couple juicy through balls that anybody else would have been able to do a little bit more with there. But yeah, I mean, and Dubnik's usually pretty good. But yeah, he had a rough game today. But I actually like the formation they're running with that team. I don't know if it's
Well, they're going like super defensive, which I guess which is fine, especially against an Atalanta who's very high flying. But I definitely don't see how they would put in a goal with this, like unless they got something random. Because yeah, they could play counterattacking, but Dybala's not fast. Dobik is not up fast, so you don't have any burners up there if you're going to be playing this defensive.
yeah. I mean, they honestly
I mean,
it was
Cristante,
looking pretty good
Paredes,
in the first
Kone.
half. Yeah,
Selleck
Kone.
is not known for his attacking prowess, right?
Yeah, no. You should watch some of the highlights. I mean, they had in the first half. They definitely were able to have their chances.
That's
Uh,
super surprising to me.
Kone had a great shot on goal. Dybala was excellent there. Delbic, the problem was Delbic. I mean, he couldn't get his feet on the ball, man. It was weird. Yeah, I don't know what he was just he was off his game today. He hasn't had the greatest of seasons for Roma, but he's I there's some talent there for sure. I just don't know. If it's one of those things where we just keep waiting 2, 3 years down the road and it just never shows up. You know, I don't know.
We will
They
see, but I mean, I think you got to put some runners around him. Though. I mean, there's most strikers in today's era need some people around.
yeah they don't have
I
like.
don't think there's that many great strikers out there who can just lock it down on their own. It's rare.
Oh yeah, no. I don't. I mean, are there any great strikers anymore? I mean,
Besides, like Holland,
Holland.
no.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's honestly, I think every single position on the field now is just becoming robotic. That's why it's so nice to actually watch Dybala play. He, he's
Yeah, I
actually
think it's
he's a
a
baller,
classy
dude. Yeah,
player.
he is. He
He's a
is.
classy player.
His vision's great. He's somehow like always open and just good choices with the ball. He's
Was
not
it
afraid to.
the Europa League where he had that nice I mean it was called off I think,
Oh,
but
it's
that nice
beautiful.
assist to El Shaarawy, that was awesome.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit he does. I mean, he had some juicy passes today. I mean, that's what he does, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, Kone looked pretty good too. So I don't know. I think Ranieri's doing the right thing. I think his mentality is, and obviously he's been doing this
Yeah.
for probably longer than we've been
He wants
alive.
to steady the ship. The problem is
Yes.
he ended up playing Atalanta, who's like on like amazing form right now,
Yep.
right away. It's not the best time to enter, but I mean, what can you do?
Hey, they let in one less goal than Napoli did. There's your silver
Against
lining.
Atalanta.
There's your silver lining for trying to find the positives there.
I guess you take it.
Yeah. I'll take it. All right.
All right,
Speaking
Juve.
of speaking of taking it, Juventus, I just absolutely shameful. I don't think that's just a biased perspective being a fan. It's shameful, dude. I mean, I think
So
the
what
first
happened
half.
on the last goal? Like who blew it? Was it some Nuga?
No, it was Cambiaso.
Was
I mean,
it
Cambiaso. So Cambiaso took it.
wasn't that like Ruhi guy though? Wasn't Ruhi get by him?
Yeah. Well, there's a couple things that happened there. I'll
I'm gonna
break it
watch that
down.
goal while
I'll
we're
break it
talking.
down for you because I've been having some
Break it
debates with
down. I'm gonna
people
watch
online.
it
Yeah,
while you're
yeah.
doing it.
Watch it. Okay, so Cambiaso goes on an adventure at 92 minutes. You don't need to be having an adventure at 92 minutes. You just need to bury the ball. And, this is where a better coach would be screaming at him to kill the game, kill the damn game. He goes on an adventure, loses the ball, it goes the other way. Kalulu's way pushed up out of position, so
Yeah,
Rui cuts
that's what I saw
inside to
too.
cover.
Kalulu was
Yeah,
nowhere to even be found. Like,
Kalulu is
what was he doing up there?
this is what he always does. He's totally out of position like most of the game, and then he'll like recover because he's fast. Well, I don't know if he was just tired or
I
what,
am
but he didn't
watching it right
recover.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know you're right. Yeah.
and they put Danilo in. So Danilo, I mean, he didn't know what to do. He couldn't intercept the ball. He didn't want to stick his leg out. He just like fell down. Just he just got on his knees and do something else other than stop a soccer ball. And then what's his name? Yeah, Rui just he couldn't mark his man. Just shell
What
shocked
is
kid.
this defending?
Is
All right, so
this is
I'm
why.
watching it like kind of break down like
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
Let me see this thing. So Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Cambiaso goes on some foray. He could just pass it out wide to Koopmeiners right now,
Yeah, yep,
right? He
exactly.
just chill and then back right back up, right? But he just drives forward,
Completely stupid play.
and then right now you got Kulu's on like the left back. Ruhi is in center back.
Rui came inside to cover for Kalulu because Kalulu
Yeah,
at the
see
end of the
that, but I
game is
mean like,
somehow pushing up for some reason too. So
but they're right next to each other. Like from what I
yeah,
can see right now, they're like right next to each other. They
yep,
should just change back to what they're doing. Anyways,
yep,
Ruhi does not even cover his man though. So like if you're gonna push inside, cover your guy.
right.
It's a kind of a comedy of errors, no?
It is.
I mean, he's right on him. I don't know who he's marking. He's marking air.
He's marking nothing. And then look at the lack of effort from Danilo. That's my favorite. Like, is it that hard to stick your foot
There's
out?
lack of effort all around.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
I'm watching this, and you go through that back line, right? Lopeteg gets, I guess, is beaten. There's Danilo doesn't fully stick his foot out. Ruhid rarely tries. Clu's jogging.
Hmm.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's sloppy from like
Hmm. This is
four
one.
people.
This is 100% why, and this is going to be the big point I'll make. This is 100% why Moda is playing the way he's playing. He started this way at the beginning of the season, and he's been playing it this way. Our defenders are not good. He played this way even when we had Bremer. Our defenders are not good. They're not positionally sound, and so you have to cover them up, or this
Yeah,
is going to happen. This happens to us for seasons after season. Now we are
that's a big 2 points
sloppy,
lost too. I mean,
big time.
that was like the 93rd minute.
Yep, we
That should have
don't
been
lose
game
points.
locked down done.
Well,
Yeah,
and
90 plus 3.
more importantly, dude, we weren't even creating chances.
Right,
We
so
weren't
you must lock it
dangerous.
down, right?
Yeah, I mean, we were. It's Lecce. We were doing. They probably had more chances than we did, truthfully, and they just have no idea how to attack, and so they have to do team defense because obviously, as you can see, their defenders are terrible. And at the end of the game, okay, yes, Cambiaso makes a stupid play and loses the ball. Who's got his back, dude?
Right. I mean, as like just any athlete playing the game. Okay, we're in a situation. Game is about to end. Like, why don't you? There's nobody bleeds for the team.
No,
Like, and you see this across many teams. Like, nobody just like bleeds for the team. Like, when there's a mistake to be made, you should be working your ass off to cover for that. It doesn't matter if it's your fault or not. This is a team. Somebody made a bad choice. You need to cover. Yeah, it's on no effort, no real effort there.
none. No, no, everyone's just completely disinterested. It's that's kind of the theme of this team right now. It's we've had a bad run of form. I mean,
Mm,
but like everyone acts like this is new. This has been going on since the beginning of the season. We had like two big wins in the beginning of the season, and the 3-0 3-0 against poor teams. And then ever since then, we've been 0-0 drawing teams since
mm.
the beginning of the year. I just don't understand
That's a
why
big, I
people
mean,
are.
2 points lost. You guys would
Yeah,
be tied with, at like 28 points. You'd be 4 points back from Napoli, 3 points
hmm
back from Atalanta. Instead, you're sitting at 26 points, which is going to be five back from Napoli and six back from Napoli and five back from Atalanta.
yeah. We're 2 points
So,
behind. We're 2 points out of Champions League and both of those teams that were 2 points behind had a
yeah,
game in hand. So potentially
yes,
3 points if they
exactly.
draw.
So
So
if Inter wins and Fiorentina loses, then Juve would have been fourth place.
yep, yep.
Mm.
And this is it's getting ugly over there. I mean, I don't think injuries are to blame. I mean, it's
The
Lecce.
season's gonna be wild. This is
Yeah,
kind of always what I thought though, because like Inter, even though like they had the capability to like to run away with the league if they just focus on the league, they already won a huge one last year, as we were saying. So
yeah,
they want Champions League and they want to do well enough in Serie A, but they don't have that same drive. So Inter's gonna be great, but they're not gonna be like the team. I don't think they're gonna win it. Napoli is basically is Conte with no Europe, right? So
yeah,
they're even though the bookies don't have them favored, they're my favorite to win it.
yeah,
But besides like those teams, everybody else is gonna brawl, and people they're writing off Milan, but Milan will be fine. I mean, like I don't think that they're a very good team, but if they just get a couple wins in a row, they're right back in the mix. And I don't think their matches coming up are that bad. So they have Genoa, or sorry, who they have next? They have Atalanta, which will be hard. So that's a huge game.
yeah.
And then they have Genoa. Who's after Genoa? Verona. and then they have Roma. So Roma was kind of hit or miss. Genoa and then Verona should be easier games. But I guess the big one is Atalanta. So Milan, they win that in the next game. Everybody's gonna be saying they're right back in it.
Yeah, and I mean for everyone's sake, if they can defeat Atalanta, that would be great. Atalanta
Yeah,
needs to
the
be
table's
stopped.
super tight after that. Yep.
Yeah, Atalanta needs
It's
to
a
be
wild
stopped for
season.
sure. It really is.
Absolutely wild season.
And I think next week is really going to give us the shape of things to come here because, you know, Inter's probably going to pound Parma, but Parma's a lot trickier than people give them credit for. Parma can have a game like they had against Lazio. Parma's got some decent players, and you know they're going to go for it. That's for sure. So they can be a tricky team. The Atalanta Milan game is going to be the game of the week. I think because I think Milan is starting to get it together, dare I
Hmm.
say, and Atalanta's just been on absolute fire. So sooner or later, like we're saying, the wheels are going to fall off of one of these teams that shouldn't be up at the top of the table. But man, I'll tell you what, that team looks pretty damn good, dude. They are a well-oiled machine right now. So I don't know, but I'm sure rooting for Milan next week to tighten the table up. It's hard to say that too, because I prefer Gasparini. I I'm rooting for Gasparini too, but yeah, no, I just want the table tighter. So I don't know.
It's getting wild.
Yeah, you think
Looking ahead, you've got Milan Atalanta, which we talked about. That's going to define a lot about Milan's chances to make an actual run and to tighten the table up. So huge game. You got Lazio Napoli. It's basically, can Napoli continue their form? If they win and Lazio loses, Lazio could start a slide.
yep,
And then Inter Parma is kind of like a hidden game there because Parma obviously they've claimed some scalps.
they have.
So you never know. So Inter Parma is a possibility, and then Juve Bologna. Bologna's been on good form. Juve's been on terrible form. So that's gonna be a
Yeah,
very even game.
I agree.
This is a really big week next week.
It is. It is a lot of good games. Even toilet bowl games like Venezia Como, Monza Udinese, uh, Roma. Can they get their win against Lecce finally? You know,
Oh
Lecce
God, you
just
would hope
coming off a
so.
high. Yeah, they need
Yeah,
to
they
win
got
that
Lecce
game.
and then Como. I mean, Roma has two
Yeah.
games to get themselves in gear.
Yep. And
They
Torino
must.
Genoa. I mean that's a pretty good matchup too. I mean Genoa is playing a lot better uh, now that they have what's his face Vieira coaching the
Hmm.
team. So you know I want to see Balotelli get a goal. I want to see him come on in the 80th minute and get the game-winning goal. I just want to remember the good old days of that asshole out there. I want to see him get a nice goal, man. It's
Where did he go? Genoa
yeah, it's on Genoa. Yeah,
and Genoa.
yeah.
You
He's
know,
like a
what's
bulky.
crazy? Besides his mind, I always thought that he was played out of position. That's just me. But
That should have been attacking
I
mid.
I thought he should have been like a second striker or like
Yeah,
a more stationary creative attacking mid because his creativity, his passing are way
yeah,
underrated, and he never really had a true striker's instincts of like where to be, when to be there. Like he never really had true striker into instincts. He was always better like ball control, like almost like Ibrahimovic, but not as
yeah,
good of an actual striker. And his long shooting is remarkable. So plus he can take free kicks. You list all those things together. If he wasn't so big, you would just make that guy an attacking mid, but because of his size, they probably put him as a striker. When he started, he was like a left wing, right, left mid for
yeah.
Inter.
That's where you put all the
So
kids. Yeah.
right, but like it's not like he was a striker to start off with. So
No,
I
no, he
think he
wasn't.
besides his terrible mind, he was also,
Yeah.
in my opinion, played not according to his strengths.
When he's also like the best penalty kick taker of all time. So
He's up there.
yeah, he's pretty amazing at those. So yeah, but now, Genoa and Torino are only separated by a point. And Torino had a great start to the season. They've fallen on their face, and Genoa's starting to.
Yeah, I figured. So I did not think Torino had the team to be where they were. Like when you just look at like the names on that sheet. They did great for the first few games. It's like there's
Yeah,
no way that team was going to hold on to that. No way.
yeah, I agree. I agree. That team's been dismantled time and time again. I guess Urbano Cairo's thinking about selling it. I think Red Bull's looking at him, and
Huh.
I don't know someone else, but yeah, that'd be a shame to lose another Italian owner. It's really sad what's happening here, but
Yeah.
you know.
Cairo sucks though, but it
He
would
does
be a
suck.
shame. But Cairo
Yeah,
Cairo sucks because he's like responsible for killing so many players' careers because he's so stubborn with he
yeah,
won't sell them like in Italy. He'll jack up the price, 6 times. Like he was probably single handedly. I mean, not that Belotti turned out to be great, but that guy was on fire for years. And when he had to make the next jump, like the next leap, he's like,
yeah.
no, you're gonna pay 100 million for him, and nobody's gonna pay that money for him. So,
Oh
and of
yeah,
course, obviously now nobody will pay 10 for him. So
yeah.
like
He's a total douche. He'll do the same
he
thing with
just
Milinkovic
ruins
Savic.
people's careers.
Yeah,
Yeah, totally ruins their careers. But
yeah,
so I'm not a fan of that guy.
yeah. No, I'm not either. But it's just it's still an Italian-owned team, and I just I'd hate to see it
Yeah,
be
seeing him
lost.
go
You know.
away, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. It'd be a real bummer. So score predictions here. Let's go. Since we're not gonna do a preview one, this will be our preview. Atalanta Milan score.
All right, let me actually get to the little sheet here 1 second.
Yeah, yeah. No
Okay,
problem.
Atalanta Milan. Oh man, that's hard. A couple weeks ago, I would have said Atalanta 3-1. I think that they would put a lot by Milan's defense. My gut tells me it's gonna be a tie. I think
Me
Milan's
too.
gonna 2-2 tie. There's gonna be goals. I think it's gonna be a 2-2 tie.
That's exactly my prediction. 2-2 tie. Inter Parma.
Inter Parma 2-0 Inter or 2-1 Inter.
I'm saying 2-1 Inter. I think Parma's going to get a goal and then Inter's going to put two past them. Genoa
Yeah.
Torino.
Genoa
What's the
2-1.
score? 2-1. I say 1-0. 1-0 Genoa.
I like it.
Juventus Bologna.
Oh man. Do they have Vlahovic back?
I don't know. Probably not.
Let me see.
I don't know if they're going to have Vlahovic back.
See Vlahovic still unavailable to miss Lecce match. So that means he's gonna miss the next game too.
Yeah. I'm
So
gonna do some
without Vlahovic, I think it's gonna be another tie. I think you guys have 1-1. I'm gonna go very low scoring.
1-1. I'm
Yeah,
gonna go. I'm gonna go 2-1 Juventus. I think that Mota is gonna
or pull it off.
I no, I think he's going to open things up because he's getting bitched at constantly, and he did that in the past because I guess he reads what the fans say, which is a mistake. But yeah, he's going to open up the you know open up the game. I think he's going to stop being so damn stubborn, and he's going to try some stuff, and it's gonna
And Merriman work.
yeah, it's going to work somehow. But and then it's going to send us on like a losing spree. But I think that it'll work against Bologna. But yeah, 2-1 Juventus. That's my guess, but I can see us losing that game easily. I'm just being positive.
2-1 even.
I'm just being positive. I'm predicting something that's probably not going to happen, meaning Mota's going to open it up and let his defense get run up. I mean, we let in so
Don't
many
know.
goals when he plays and tries to play for more goals, and we do get more goals, and he does that. We also let in just as
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
mess of a
The
game.
the defense isn't good enough to weather that storm.
No, it's a mess of a game, dude. Every time he's done it, and that's why he doesn't. And then people cry. It's like, well, would you really rather tie 4-4 than 0-0? I mean, 0-0 shows you're a solid team. You're at least good at something. 4-4, I don't know. It's just a messy game.
Yeah, he's been tying or like eking out wins, and it's kept them in a decent standing. But it's been hard without their main striker and without their main defender. You
Yeah.
definitely seen them struggle.
Yeah, I mean, it's been especially
They're
difficult
two
without
big players.
Vlahovic. Even though everyone hates Vlahovic, he
He's
he's
the
one
only
of our
focal
best
point they've got.
players. Yeah,
Yeah,
and he's not the ball control guy, the false nine kind of player that uh, Moto wants. So shame on Giuntoli for not making different signings. Shame on him for spending $130 million on
right.
central
But it'll still be
midfielders.
useful.
Yeah,
Still be good.
yeah. So this is the problem, really. It's just a poorly built team. Moto's making the best out of it. But yeah, he probably does need to open things up a little bit. Um, because yeah, it's we're not going to win the league with 0-0 draws. I think we've already tied more games than any team in history in the Serie A. So and we're not even done with the season. So it's some crazy stat like that. Yeah.
Right.
Zero zeros.
What do we
Zero
got
zero draws.
next?
Roma Lecce. Roma's gonna get their
Come on,
first win.
Lefty. I
Roma's gonna
agree.
win 3-0. They're gonna go crazy.
Shutout. Okay, I'm gonna go 3-1.
Okay, yeah, that's probably more likely. Maybe it'll be another Hummel's own goal. Ball bounce off of him.
Who knows?
Yeah, poor guy. Fiorentina, Cagliari.
2-0 Fiorentina.
I agree. I'm going to go 2-0 as well. Maybe even 3-0. I think they're going to bounce back. I think they're going to be motivated for the Bove. They're going to do this one for Edo. All right.
See,
Toilet
Verona, Empoli.
Yeah, toilet
I
bowl
don't know.
games. Empoli's bouncing back for sure. They're going to get 2-1 there. Empoli's
Yeah,
been good. Empoli's just Empoli, but
1-1.
they've been good. Think
1-1.
so.
I don't know. It's total
Yeah,
shot in the dark. That's I don't really care too much about that game.
I agree. Venezia Como.
3-2.
Oh wow, who wins?
Venezia.
I want Venezia to win this game. I don't
Yeah.
care about the George Clooney and his yacht.
Where he vacations.
Yeah, where all the celebs vacation. I just want Venezia to pull this one off, 3-1.
Venezia's
Venezia.
cool.
Yeah, and
Monza Udinese.
Oristano has been looking pretty damn good too. So if you do catch yourself watching a Venezia game, just hone in on Oristano. Good player. I like
We'll
him.
do.
Fast.
Young.
Yes. Yeah, he's like
Gotcha.
20 and he's a good skill,
That's been
fast.
good.
Just needs some composure. Got to get that composure. All right,
Mhm.
one of my games I'm looking forward to the most. I think without Rovella, Lazio's going to take a big hit. I think Napoli's going to eke out another 1-0 win.
1-0. I'm gonna go 2-0.
Okay, I like
I'm
it,
gonna go
but yeah,
old school like Mourinho style where it's 1-0 most of the game, then like 80 something minute they finish it.
I like it. Maybe
2-0.
Simeone will come on or Neres and actually get a goal at subs. I mean, their subs have been horrible.
Yeah.
They really need to get better subs. I mean, Neres was a new pickup, so I was hoping to see a little bit more from him. It's a kind of a bummer that you know I don't know. I just don't know. But what else here? Last one, Monza
Last one.
Udinese.
Monza Udinese.
You go first.
Udinese is probably gonna win that game. My heart tells me Monza should win it, but just because I like Monza. So yeah, I'm gonna pick Monza even though I don't think they're gonna win. Monza's gonna win. It's gonna be 3-1.
2-1, 2-1 Monza.
3-1. Oh,
Oh
yeah,
wow.
you're going 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1. I like. Monza's got some decent players. I think Danny Mota's been having a good season. I think is Pacina out? Is that the issue here? Is Pacina's
I have
been
no
out
idea.
for most of the season? Yeah.
No
So
idea.
I mean, he's a really good player, and they're really missing him. So, but what's his face? Bondo's been looking pretty good. He's he's been uh he's been a good engine for the midfield
Yeah,
on his
Champions
team.
League is after this next weekend, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's this and then there's
So
Champions League. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so
okay,
we'll preview those games after next week. But
yeah.
yeah, we need to do like we did the Milan rebuild. We'll do a Juve rebuild here soon. But that's gonna
Or
probably take
like a
some
Juve
time.
salvage of season.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to like talk me off the ledge on some of this stuff because if it was up to me, I mean, I'd just
Yeah.
sell the whole damn team. But we'll try to keep it reasonable. You know.
Uh,
But no, I mean, I think that's about it. I mean, really exciting week coming up. Very
yeah, huge
interesting
week,
week here.
honestly.
Yeah, it is. It is. And then then it kind of tapers off. I think a little bit with well, it's going to be a fun season. That's for sure. It's already. I'm looking forward to these next couple
Yeah,
fixtures.
it'll be very interesting. A lot of teams who are either on form or kind of like just about to stutter. So we'll see. Very curious to see if Napoli can just keep it going, keep eking out wins. That would be the Conte style. So a lot of stuff to look forward to. Um, I think that about wraps it up for me. What about yourself?
Well, I got one fun thing I want to do real quick.
Go for it.
Okay. Who now has the most tackles in Serie A?
Who now? It used to be Rovella,
It
and
was
then it was
Rovella.
Frendrup. Yeah, it was Rovella, and then Frendrup, and then after this weekend, is it back to Rovella again?
It is Frendrup number one, then Rovella, and then Vidi, the young Vidi from Empoli. I like this player.
How about that?
Yeah, could be a good one. We don't know. We'll have to see. But he's been pretty good this year with Empoli. So up there in tackles. That's it's one of my favorite stats. And I think you said last time the top attacker on the list is still Kenan Yildiz with 29
It
tackles on the
is.
season. He's the only attacker in
Yeah.
the top 15.
Frederick 45, Rebel 39, Vidi Darun, Oliveira, Ramadani Freuler, Di Lorenzo, Aaron Martin,
Yeah.
Yildiz. Yep, Yildiz and then Federa from Como are the only attackers on this top 15 list I'm looking at.
Yes. Oh
Hmm.
yeah, that's right. Fadomo or whatever. Yeah, he's on there too.
Federa, yeah, I don't really know who that
Federa.
is. But yeah, he's
Yeah.
right after Yildiz. He's the only other attacker in the top 15.
And then the assist leader, even though this player has been out for a few games now, still leading the assists by 3. Can you name that player? Don't cheat.
Mm, I think we looked it up last time.
He's been out for a couple games now and he's still leading by a margin.
I think we looked it up last time.
We did.
It's yeah. I don't know his name, but he's the new guy on
Nuno Tavares.
new guy in Lazio.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. That's
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
How many does
Well,
he have? Well, let me click. Let me click.
he has
He's got
8.
8. Well, CDK moved up to 5.
Yeah.
Lazaro,
Look at Lukaku, baby. Doing
Lukaku,
it.
Pulisic, and Lookman, and then Leao all kind of up there. I guess everybody else is kind of close. The only one who's actually even away from the pack is Tavares.
Yeah.
That's pretty unique because
Yeah.
everybody else like 3, 4, or 5. Like they're all right next to each other. He's the only one who gaps the field with 8.
Yeah, he's been doing a great he's been having a great season, so um but
Who's got the
Retegui did
most
not score.
fouls?
The most fouls? Oh God, I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna look it up. I'm not
Henderson
guessing.
from Empoli, and then you could probably guess Itzo at number 2.
Yeah, it's my man Itzo. I love Itzo. He's awesome. He's a foul machine, dude.
He is a foul
But
machine.
how many yellow cards does he have? That's the question. Is he in the
I don't know.
tops? Yeah, he's second place in yellow cards. So is
There
Rovella.
you go.
Yeah, that's good. I like it. I like it.
You're there.
Wow, Daniel
Itzo's.
Maldini too.
Yeah, look at that with 4 of them.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
for an attacker too.
yeah,
Is he the only attacker with yellow bunch of yellow cards? Yeah, he is.
yeah, yeah. He's the only tech. Yeah, I mean, most of these guys are defensive mids and defenders, so I mean,
Yeah,
it's reasonable. Yeah, and they're not actually too
man.
crazy numbers. So yeah, tons of fouls, but look at only 5 yellow cards for all those fouls, man. That's pretty good. You
Hmm.
know. But Ravella isn't even on the list for fouls, and he just goes straight to you. Most of his yellow cards are from screaming at the ref. He likes to bitch the ref out. That's
All right,
his.
here's the last cool one.
Yes.
It's a little bit different than assists. Big chances created.
Ooh, big chances created. Reinders.
They say it's DeMarco for one.
Oh, I should have known that one.
Marco number 1, the Cataler, Lookman the next, and then Tavares, which makes sense if he's got all those assists. Which doesn't make any sense to me that he has 6 big chances created, yet he has 8 assists. That doesn't
These
really
are
make much sense to
ridiculous
me.
stats. These are
Yeah, I don't know
ridiculous.
who does this, and that just seems like a terrible stat in general, and it's got to be
Yeah.
wrong since how can he have less chances created than an assist, which is actually led to a goal? I don't know.
Right. Exactly. Big chances
Fantastic, makes no
missed.
sense.
Big chances missed. Number one,
Yeah,
Blahovic, tied with Piccoli.
yeah, there you
Yeah. Blahovic and Piccoli. Those are my guys. But then there's Lautaro, Keane, Castellanos, Abraham, Oristano, Retegui. I mean, I guess if you shoot a lot, you get this negative stat uh, put on you.
go.
Yeah. That's kind of fun.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
kind of here and there after every like few weeks, kind of nice to see who was where. But
Yeah. Cool. All right.
that'll about wrap it up for
That's it.
me. I don't have any final thoughts. Looking forward to the week ahead. Did you have anything remaining or not so much?
No, aren't there Copa games?
I have no idea.
You know what? I hope that most of these teams, um, there's Copa games today. Technically, we're doing this on midnight here at Tuesday. So there are Bologna Monza, Milan Sassuolo, uh, and then Fiorentina Empoli are Wednesday. A couple games on Thursday. Lazio Napoli have back-to-back matches Thursday and then the weekend.
There's
Uh,
Copa games? I had no idea.
yeah, yeah.
No
Honestly,
way.
I hope all these teams just
So
start their
Monza,
backups.
Bologna, Milan, Sassuolo are today.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. There's too many
Okay.
damn games.
Yeah,
There's too many damn games.
it's a bit much.
Yeah, it's much, and like I just play your backups. Let those guys who aren't getting playing time, do these and be done with it. I mean, maybe if you're a small club, you're at the
Yeah,
bottom of the
yeah. When
table, you
you're a
care
small
more.
club, you got to go all out. Yeah, but
Yeah, I wouldn't
uh,
risk it for Juventus. I mean, we don't have. I would just play our whole Primavera. Who cares? Our guys need a break. I'm not playing them a midweek game and then playing a big game against Bologna on Sunday. Sorry, no one
no,
cares about the
Bologna's
Copa.
too huge of a game.
Yeah,
No way. Yeah,
yeah,
you can't risk that.
yeah. Screw this tournament. If you end up squeaking past Cagliari, great. If not, big deal.
Same with Milan. They got Atalanta. You can't risk your players being messed up for those games.
Yeah, I mean, you're going against the Serie B side, so just play your backups.
Hmm.
Get him out there. Get Camarda out there. Let him play. Perfect. He's playing against Sassuolo. He should be able to handle that fine.
Yep.
That's a
Yeah,
perfect game for him.
he should get a few chances against that
Yeah,
a team.
yeah. Cool. All right, that wraps it up now, I think. But yeah, there'll be games on
Okay.
all week, so that's fun at least.
All right. Well, we'll be back when we're back, probably pretty shortly.
That's a threat.
Thank you all for watching and listening. Take care and forza calcio.